Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Big Ben kayak fishing. Happy 4th of July. Today's the 4th. It's about 6:20 on a Saturday morning. Thank you to all the troops who serving overseas. I know they're probably not going to watch this, but definitely on my mind this morning. It's our Independence Day. Yeah. I get the awesome luxury of going out fishing on the Gulf. I don't take that for granted in any way whatsoever. So it's high tide right now. It's going to be an outgoing tide all day, probably till about 11 a.m. And then it'll be incoming again till 5. It's going to be a scorcher today. I think the water temperature alone is supposed to be 90 degrees. I mean, that's hot bath water right there, so if we do have a good bite, it's going to be this morning when the tide's high and the water's still cool. It's supposed to be low wind today, no clouds, so I mean good weather in that regards, but the heat's going to be the problem today. And it's been a problem for the past couple weeks. Definitely hot here in Florida, but definitely feels like you're in an oven out there, you know, come end of the morning time, afternoon. But yeah, we're gonna try to fish for some redfish today. Did good last week, caught a pretty big trout out here last week, so they might still be around. But we'll see, man. We're ready to go this morning. Since it's high tide, I'll probably start out, you know, closer to shore, closer than I normally do. And yeah, we'll just go from there. Hopefully we have a good day fishing here this morning up in the Big Bend of Florida. We'll see what the day offers. We'll be back in the next clip. Welcome back, everybody. Yeah, we're just now leaving the kayak launch over there. Trolling motor's acting real funny this morning. I did kind of bang it up at Cedar Key last week. Hopefully it'll be alright. I had the battery fully charged. It's not even showing fully charged. So I don't really know what the deal is with it. I'll mess with it more a little bit. I at least got it going right now. Yeah, I figured I'd take this time. You know, it's the 4th of July. Happy 4th, everybody. Beautiful morning out here. Beautiful day to go fishing. But yeah, I figured I'd take this time to at least share a little bit about myself, you know, what I'm all about, what this channel's all about, why I fish so much, why I started a YouTube channel about fishing so much. Because pretty much all I do, you know, it's my favorite thing in the world. It's where I find my peace, my happiness. I love fishing. Yeah, look at this water right here. It's just nice and flat and calm today. But try not to bore you with it too long. Give you a rundown version a little bit. But yeah, you know, I grew up fishing. I'm not new to fishing. You know, it's one of my favorite memories of my childhood was fishing with my dad. My dad took me fishing from early as I can remember, all around the Tampa, St. Pete area. So I grew up fishing. You know, I carried it on into adulthood, and I've gotten too busy at times to fish as much as I'd want to, and you know, or not at all for years at a time. But yeah, it's my greatest memory. You know, every time I go fishing, I think back to my childhood, think about my time with my dad. My dad passed away a few years ago, a little over 3 years ago now. Never missed someone so much in my life, you know. But getting out here on the water is it's a good way to, you know, look back at memories, remember him by. And I catch more redfish than Dad did, for the record. Always trying to catch them redfish, man. But I catch a lot more redfish. So if you hear this, Dad, I got you beat, buddy. But yeah. You know, I'm into my 40s now. Around 18, 19, I joined the U.S. Army back in the early 2000s, you know, not long after 9/11 kicked off. Yeah, I was a combat medic, combat engineer, deployed to Afghanistan, deployed to Iraq, back there in the GWAT, and Global War on Terrorism, many years and moons ago. But, you know, it's kind of experience that lives on with you forever. I was a much younger man when I did it. Graduated college a couple times. You know, I've had some good jobs here and there. A few years ago, as you know, as beautiful as Florida is, a few years ago, my wife and me and daughter, we lost our home in Hurricane Helene. You know, so these nice waters out here ain't always so nice. Well, it wasn't the water that did it though. It was you know, a tree fell through our house, so we're displaced from home for about a year. But we're moved back in now. Tough times. You know, we've been through a lot. New employment, you know. Had a job during that time that I think could care less whether or not I was not living at home and my whole life was falling apart and being destroyed around me. So you learn a lot about, you know, your employer and people, and we had a lot of support from the church and, you know, stuff like that. There's some good people around and involved. But you see what's real and what's not during a time like that, unfortunately. But, you know, I've lived through a lot of depression in my life, been through a lot. Like I said, I've been to war, you know, a couple times, and but yeah, I've been through a lot, many years of alcoholism, you know, which is a common thing with veterans. It's a real common thing, more common than it should be. There's help out there. I don't feel like it's good enough. I think it's terrible, the help that is out there for veterans that are suffering with that kind of thing, with addiction and alcoholism and PTSD. But leads into my story to where I have dealt with years of that, and I haven't drank in a long time. I put the alcohol down a long time ago now, and I'm proud of myself for that. I know my family's proud of that. Woke up one day and dang, the bugs are already biting. But I woke up one day and decided that, hey, you know, my family's more important than all this. My career, my family. Maybe I need to find something else, you know, to take up that time, to take up that void. So I picked up a fishing pole, and I haven't put it down since. Now I have many fishing poles and a kayak. And I go fishing as much as possible, probably every weekend, you know. Instead of picking up a drink, I pick up a fishing pole. So I find more peace and happiness out here on the water and fishing and being in nature, you know, than I ever felt at the bottom of the bottle. You know, there's no peace at the bottom of a bottle. There's no peace in an alcoholic drink. As much fun as people claim to be having, you know, when they're doing it, it'll take over your life, destroy your family, destroy your relationship, destroy your career. It's a downhill spiral. You know, there's better things out there, healthier things, you know, to control your time. But that's really how I ended up fishing, ended up on the water. And I've had such a good time, you know, doing this that I started a YouTube channel just to share some of my experiences with you guys and whoever's watching, you know, current viewers in the future, if you look back and see this, you know, at a later time. Yeah, you know, for all the bad in the world, you know, whatever bad's going on in your life, you know, career-wise, family-wise, could be suffering in, you know, your addictions, or all the above, you know. And there's always a, you know, a way out, man. You gotta work on yourself, build yourself, find something constructive to take up that time. And for me, that was fishing. Could be anything, you know. Could be flying, could be underwater basket weaving, could be painting, you know, whatever, golf, you know, whatever your thing is. But for me, it's fishing. This is where I find my peace, my joy, my happiness. I think I found my first spot for the day. It's still really shallow. I see fish moving around out here, and that's all I need to see. But yeah, that's a little about me. Give me 1 second here while I anchor this guy out. Tide will be going out soon, so I'll move again pretty soon. But yeah, that's a little about me, man. I decided one day I was gonna pick up a fishing pole and start fishing, and I'm gonna keep doing it for as long as I can. You know, with all the bad in the world, like I said, all the bad in your lives, none of that seems to matter when you're out on the water. So, and whatever your hobby is, it'll be the same case. But thanks for listening to all that. It's a little bit about why I fish so much, why I posted on YouTube, and because no one's going to take my happiness ever again. Ever again. No job, no person, nothing. I love my family, I love fishing, and that's what I'm going to do. And let's go catch some fish. Just gonna let the camera roll for a little bit. We got a few lines out. It's early, about 6:30. I already hear the airboats going this morning. I can't stand airboats. I'll say it publicly. Most of the airboats I've encountered are probably the rudest people I've ever met on the water. They'll blow right past you, and if it was just like one airboat, I'd be like, okay, it's that person. But it's every airboat I encounter. So tear up the shoreline, but I'll get off my airboat rant now. But yeah, I'm a little shallow right now. I'm fishing up, starting out up close to shore. Get a good feel on the day, feel of the water, see what's going on out here. I'll let it roll for a little bit, see what happens. I do have a bobber out. I've had a lot of luck with that lately. It's like a new way I've been fishing. I know it ain't new to most people, but it's new to me. Caught redfish, trout, sharks. At least sharks have hit it. Can't ever seem to land a shark. But yeah, it's a beautiful morning out here. Water's calm. I'm sure slack tide's about to start moving again. Sun's coming up. There's a couple kayakers way down that way too already. They got out here about the same time. Good morning to get out here. I'm wondering if the tide's not still coming in a little bit, and my bobber seems to be going back to shore. I notice the tide tables are a little off sometimes. Yep, there's an airboat somewhere out there in the mist. Sounds like a jet airplane. People like that, I guess. There we go, look at that. Something's already biting it. There it goes. I already got a fish this morning. Let's see what we got. If we still got it. Oh yeah, we still got it. Sure do. I may have lost it already. Nope, I did it. Feels like a smaller redfish. So I'll probably, we'll see what we got when we get it up here, but yeah, I'll probably let this one go. Get them netted here. Yeah, that's a little guy. Yeah, that's cool. Nice little red. Yeah, that's a pretty fish. Oh, man, we already got another one. I just hit play. I was gonna say we already got one redfish this morning. It's not even 7 a.m. yet. I must have found a little school of them. Something else has already bite my line over there. So that's a good start to the morning, I'd say. I didn't measure it. I knew it was a slot size. I know it was more than 18. I'm gonna guess it may have been a 22-inch redfish. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Let's see what we got. This one may have let it go already. Redfish will do that. They'll take it for a little bit and then spit it out if they don't feel too committed to it. This one definitely just did that. Could have got my bait off the hook. I don't think I hooked it very good. Oh, no, I did, because he's on my hook right now. Doesn't feel very big. This doesn't feel like a big fish. It's definitely not a big fish, actually. Oh, but it is a redfish. Second redfish of the day by 7. Another small guy. A lot of small ones today, this morning. But we found a good spot this morning though. That's a fact. Oh, he's got pretty colors. I'll show you guys this one in a second. Yeah, you got that hook good. But yeah, look at the colors on that one. Just a little guy. But those are definitely pretty colors. Oop. But yeah, he's little, so here he goes. Still fun. Get him revived here. Wait till he starts fighting a little bit. Had a lot of fight though for a little guy. he must be tired. Jeez. Alright, we're going to try to let him go now. I think he'll swim off. There he goes. Actually stuck in the grass. Looks like a big fish, but it's stuck in the grass. There we go. Look at that. Look at that thing. That is ugly as all get out. Bah. Why couldn't you be a trout, little buddy? That's cool. Something hit the popping cork again. I think that's something on here. Hopefully it's not a catfish. That's what I just caught a minute ago on this thing. Nope, it's not. We might have a trout. I don't really know. Yeah, there we go. All right, there we go, almost 17 inches. Had to be between 15 and 19 in Florida. Limits 5 a day. You're allowed to keep more than one that's more than 19 inches as a part of your 5. But yeah, nice catch. Alright, let me show you this setup. So it's a popping cork, nothing fancy. Got it from Walmart. But I probably got a 2 feet of leader on here with tied directly to a hook right here with some cut bait on it. I have one out in the water already. I did just catch a speckled trout, 17-inch speckled trout off of it, off this exact setup. So I decided to hook up another one, and man, they're just really effective out here on the grass flats, especially at low tide. I do still have a couple knocker rigs out, but man, floating one of these over the grass, it's just really effective. So we're gonna get another one of these out and see what happens. I don't know if I can get it now, but there's actually redfish right there tailing around. Now it's not doing it. Of course, every time I press play, wildlife tends to quit doing what they do. we go. Got another fish. Oh, this one might be the biggest. This one's bigger than the last two, I think. Oh, that's great. There we go. Alright, got untangled. So, alright, we have a redfish on here. He's just swimming around in circles, man. Yeah, he's just pulling me around in circles. I might have to reel this other one in too. I don't even know what's happening right now. Oh, this pole's not out. Oh, man. This is kind of crazy. Oh, that's a 24-inch redfish right there. It's a nice fish. Let's set him in the water there for a little bit. I'm feeling some cruising around. This morning my motor wasn't working real good for whatever reason. I know the reason. I banged it up last week on some rocks. I went to a rocky place to fish. But it seems to be working good now. Battery's reading right. It's not making the funny noises it was making, so hopefully it all worked itself out. But yeah, we're gonna move a little bit. I have no complaints about today already. I mean, it's only a little after 8 o'clock and I've caught 5 redfish, so there's something floating in the water. Let's see what that might be. I don't know. As long as they ain't a shark, I'm good, I guess. Yeah, it is. My motor is still making funny noises. I'll figure it out eventually. I hit it real good last week. Yeah, tide's starting to move. It's actually going that way, out that way. So the wind's going that way too. But I think my hope here is that I'll catch some fish coming off the shore, off the shoreline that the tide's pulling. I'm gonna try to stop here, right before we get to the big turtle grass. So this area I fish in, there's a large section from the land all the way out. I don't know how far, maybe a quarter mile, but that's all manatee grass, shoal grass. It's all real thin and stringy. It's easier to fish bottom rigs for sure. Once you get past that, it turns into real thick turtle grass out here. Makes it a little harder to fish bottom rigs, so it likes to get caught up in that. But we'll stop here. I'm almost to the point where it switches to almost exclusively turtle grass, so yeah, we'll fish here for a little bit. It's usually a pretty good area. We'll see. We'll give it a shot. All right, everybody. I hope I can catch whatever this is because it's big. I got a big fish on my line right now. It did already jump out the water. I couldn't tell what it was. My lord, it's a big old ladyfish. That's funny. It really hit my line, man. I ain't gonna lie, I thought I had like a tarpon or something, but I guess, what do they call them, the poor man's tarpon? Is that what they are? So, yeah, this is one of them days you dream about right here. I mean, I'm catching a redfish at the moment with almost every cast I'm throwing out. So something's already biting this line over here. I'll even say it too, like I use mostly cheap equipment. I don't really have anything expensive. Not that I really don't, I don't. That right there is a $25 rod and reel from Walmart. I got 2 of those. I've caught over 30 redfish on that rod and reel. It's still kicking. There's nothing wrong with it. The one over here is the guy I got from Bass Pro, so it is $100, you know, nothing too crazy. That one right there. I think that's their brand. It's been great. I love it. It's probably my favorite reel. But you don't need nothing expensive. You know, you don't need to buy a $300 reel and a $200 rod. Only needs 25 bucks. It does the same thing. I'm not knocking expensive equipment. I'll get some one day, but I just never really had the need. I just buy what works. You know, if it's catching fish, why change it? But I have had some reels break, stuff like that. But yeah, I use cheap stuff. You know, my kayak wasn't even that expensive, so cheap kayak, cheap trolling motor, cheap rod and reels. I just like to come out and fish, so I don't really put a lot of money into it. Don't have a lot of cheap camera. I don't have a lot of money invested in none of this. My only expense to go fishing, you know, is gas. You know, you at least got to have an initial investment, you know, of a couple fishing poles and a kayak if that's what you want to do. But I will say you probably want to get the right kayak. I have the Pelican Catch Mode 110. I bought it for stability. It's got, you know, it's got a like a W hull, and it's real square and boxy. You know, it's not the easiest to paddle. I paddled it for a lot of months. But it has a transom. You put a trolling motor on it. You don't have to paddle. So, but I've been in pretty bad weather conditions quite often. High winds, up 30-mile-an-hour wind gusts. It's always been good for me. It's always been stable. May upgrade one day, don't know. Don't really see the need yet. Yeah. You know, I've always looked into boats in the future. But I enjoy kayak fishing. I like being out on a kayak. You know, you can go slower, move up on fish quieter. It's a slower mode of fishing. You know, you're not zooming from one place to another, missing everything in between. Not knocking boats. I rented a boat a few months ago, and I had the best day of my life. So boats are great, but everything has their own purpose. But I just enjoy it. It's something I just enjoy doing. I don't mind at all being out here on a kayak. The tide is going out a little more now. It's getting a little shallower where I'm at, but you are close to the water, though. I mean, you're basically on it. If you've never kayak fished or been on a kayak, that takes some getting used to. You know, there are dolphins out here, very large, larger than the kayak. There's sharks out here larger than the kayak. I've seen them all, been around them all. Even saw some manatees a week ago. That was pretty cool. But yeah, it's not for everybody. There's a risk involved in everything. But I always wear a life jacket. That's all I can say. Never know what's going to happen. If you're going to flip over, pass out, you never know. Be stupid not to wear a life jacket. And I think something's about to take my bait. I don't know if I'm calling this one or not. Something was messing with my bait, and I actually, mullet just jumped around, and I saw some redfish tails up there by where my bait's at. So there's movement and action going on right around my bait. I don't think I had a good piece of bait on this particular rod and reel, though. We'll see. It's actually got, oh shoot. Anyways, it's actually gotten a lot shallower since I've been out here, so the tide's moving out. So I'm probably going to anchor up and move somewhere. Go out a little deeper here pretty soon. So, probably right now, actually. See you in the next one. Well, now we got one on this one. Yeah, we just reeled in our third redfish of the day. Oh. see what else we got here. Last one was 24 inches. I don't think this one's bigger. No, it's definitely not bigger. He's got a lot of fight in him though, I'll tell you that. He's got a lot of fight. Yeah, I'm not going to measure him either. I mean, that's a slot size red right there, for sure. But yeah, he's about to go back home, so. I don't know if I still have what's on here. We had something big on here though. I just don't know. This bite's a little funky. Yeah, this is something big. This could be a stingray. This could be a shark too. I just don't know. Yep, I mean it's hard to say. Huh. Actually, I think it might be a big redfish. That's not good. It's taking me for a ride. I'm spinning in circles because I'm trying to hold my other reel here. Alright, we got a pretty redfish. And he'll be released. Let's get up and see what we got. That is crazy. There we go. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful colors. Beautiful redfish. Still got all my lines in the water, but I am about to call it a day. So it was a good day. I ended up with 5 or 6, I don't know, 5 or 6 redfish, all over, you know, all slot size redfish. Biggest one today I think was 26 inches and a 17-inch trout. Lots of catfish here and there. It's a beautiful day on the water. I've been out here, you know, 8 or 9 hours now. It's starting to pick up, coming in. And it's 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, everybody. I hope everyone has fun tonight. I know I'm going to take it to the house and go watch some fireworks with my family. Thank you guys for watching. I really do